all the valid contract terms are fulfilled. Invalid is if any of the condition from valid contract is not fulfilled, then it will become invalid. Then there is voidable. That is, no. First we'll see void ab initio. Okay, what is void ab initio? Now, void ab initio is any kind of contract under which we'll study this in detail in the further chapter. But for your knowledge, void ab initio is any such contract or agreement under which there is the agreement is not valid, or there are clause wherein you have done a contract with a minor, or say a person of unsound mind, or somebody who is a criminal, right? So then from the beginning itself, this contract is not valid. From the beginning itself, it is a void ab initio. Void ab initio means from the initial stage itself, the contract is not valid. Okay? Clear? Okay. Now, becoming void. Now, becoming void and void ab initio is different. Void ab initio means the contract is not valid from the beginning itself. Okay, but becoming void is initially the agreement or the contract was valid, but later on there was some problem, so the contract became void. For example, you were supplying oil to some company, okay, in say China. Now suddenly there is a condition of war between India and China. So it is not possible to supply oil to the country, to that country, because now we are enemies, and trade with enemies is not possible. Enemy country is not possible, right? So trade with enemy country is not possible. In that case, now you cannot fulfill that particular contract of sending the oil anymore, right? So initially you have sent 3 or 4 consignments and you have received the money. So initially the contract was valid and you have sent the oil also. But later on, when it was found that the other country is enemy to our country, the supply has to stop. So now the contract has become void contract because we do not trade with enemy countries. Everyone is clear with this example, or should I give some other example, or should I explain in detail? Difference between void ab initio and becomes void. What is yes, ma'am? Clear or not clear? I'll not understand yes for clear or not. Okay, clear. Everyone? Anybody wants a repetition? Then just state repeat. I'll repeat the whole thing. Okay, yes, ma'am, clear. Who is this Vishal? Oh my god. Voidable contract. Okay, now what is a voidable contract? Voidable contract is a contract wherein there are certain terms under which any of the parties can make the contract void or stop. Okay, if any of such conditions are not fulfilled as written in contract, then the contract can be void by either of the parties. Okay, let's say, for example, I and Bhavini has a contract. Me and Bhavini have a contract. Okay, and Bhavini is selling me a car for 1 lakh rupees. Okay, I agree to buy the car at 1 lakh rupees. It's Bhavini's car. Okay, the old example. Okay, Bhavini agrees to give me the car for 1 lakh rupees. Now what happens? Bhavini says that if you do not give me the car, if you do not give me the money by 20th of July, then this contract will be void. If there is a clause under our agreement that if you're not giving me the cash by 20th of July, then this deal is off. Okay. Now, if I do not give her the money by 20th, then what will happen? She has the power to make the contract void or discontinue the contract. But if she wishes, she can continue also. If she still wishes that she wants to sell me the car, even if I pay the money on 21st of July, then it can be done. It is her wish, but then a new contract has to be formed or a new agreement has to be formulated. Okay? Clear? Okay. Moving on. There is one thing called illegal contract. So illegal contract is very easy to understand. See, illegal contract is any such contract which is done with an criminal activity, which involves a criminal activity or which involves immoral things or which is violating any public property or public policy. Any such contract which involves all these things is an illegal contract. For example, you cannot have a contract for selling drugs. You cannot have a contract for selling arms and ammunition to somebody, illegal arms to somebody, right? Government can have because they are people who actually deal with arms and ammunition, but you cannot sell somebody illegal arms, right? So that is an illegal contract. Clear? Then unenforceable contract. What is unenforceable contract? Unenforceable contract is it is valid, but because of some technical glitch, the contract is valid. But because of some technical glitch or some problem in the contract, it is not enforceable. So if you just remove that particular problem, then it can be enforced. For example, that you have not registered the house. Okay. On the you have registered the house, but not 100 rupees stamp paper. Then once you register it on 100 rupees stamp paper, that glitch is removed and the property is that but you do not have a signature, which is removed and now it is enforceable, right? So there is some small glitch. My voice is breaking. Since when? Okay. Uh, could you understand illegal contract? Okay. And could you understand unenforceable contract? In under unenforceable contract, there is something which is missing. Element, and as soon as you fulfill that element, the contract will become enforceable in law of court. What do I need to repeat? Shruti, what do you want me to repeat? Unenforceable contract, illegal contract. Unenforceable contract. Right? So, unenforceable contract is a contract which is valid contract. Okay, it is valid, but because of some technical glitch or some technical defect within the contract, that contract is not enforceable. So it becomes void. Okay. But as soon as you resolve the problem, okay, as soon as you resolve that problem, what happens here is the contract again becomes enforceable. For example, one of the parties have not signed on the contract because he was living in some other city. So maybe he's coming tomorrow and he'll be signing the contract. So as soon as he signs, the contract is enforceable. Getting my point? Maybe the registration is not done on the stamp paper because the contract was discussed on Sunday. So you don't have 100 rupee stamp paper. You know stamp paper, right? So stamp paper will be available from court on Monday. So right now we are putting it on a white paper, white piece of paper, plain paper, and signing it. And then you will register it tomorrow. The contract will be registered tomorrow. Something like that. So till then, it is a unenforceable contract. Once you get it on 100 rupee stamp paper, the glitch is removed. Getting my point? Shall I move ahead? Everybody, Kruti and those who were not clear, shall I move ahead? Rupali, everybody? Right? Clear, no? Do I need to repeat it? No? Yes. Okay. Moving ahead. Now, we're moving on to the next section. Next section is the contracts based on formation. Okay. So, under contract based on formations, the first type of contract is express contract. Okay. Now, what is express contract? Express contract is any contract which is either in written or in oral form. Okay. Any contract which is either in written or in oral form. Clear? Then you have implied contract. Implied contract means any contract which need not to be in written or in oral form. It is just that by doing some action or under certain circumstances, the contract will become active or the contract will become valid. That is implied contract. Now, can you give me an example of implied contract? We have discussed this. Which is the case law we studied for implied contract? We studied a case law, no? Yeah. Carbonic smoke bomb. Yes, Himja? Good. Only Himja knows? Carlyle versus carbonic smoke. Yes, yes. Only 5 people know. So this was a query in the case, right? That, yes, I can repeat. Yes. Vishal. I'll repeat, Vishal. See, you want me to repeat implied contract, right? So implied contract is any kind of contract which is neither written or oral in form. Okay. The contract is neither written or oral. Okay. It is just the circumstances which will make the contract active. Okay. Under particular circumstances, due to particular action, act, the contract will come into force. Okay. I've given an example of porter in the last class, right? If you are landing on a railway station and a guy is helping you to shift your luggage, bags to your train and you are not stopping him, what will happen? It automatically means that you wanted him to help, right? It is an implied contract. You did not stop him from helping you with the luggage. So what happened here? If he keeps the luggage in the train, you have to pay him the money as per decision, right? You cannot say, why will I pay you money? Because he has lifted your luggage till the train. So you will have to pay him the money. Clear, everybody? Implied contract. In the same way, Carlyle versus carbonic smoke ball. What happened in Carlyle versus carbonic smoke ball case? As soon as Carlyle bought the medicine and started using as per the prescription, she had not to send any written confirmation or an oral confirmation. It was automatically implied that once she starts using it, the contract is active between the parties, right? So once you fulfill the terms, then what happens? The contract is active. Clear? Okay. Moving on to next. Quasi-contract. See, quasi-contract is not actually a contract between two parties, basically. But it is something which is on a voluntary term. Okay. Now, quasi-contract, we will deal with it in future with example. So you have entirely one session on quasi-contract. So I'm not getting into detail right now because I'll give case study and example then. Okay. So for right now, it is not actually entering into a contract. Just remember this. I'll get into the details when we have an entire communication, entire session on quasi contract. So then I'll get to quasi contract in detail. So for now, just understand the definition. Okay. So there are few things we'll get into detail when we'll get into detail. Just understand that there is something called quasi contract and it is not actually entering into some kind of a contract. Okay. But it is indirectly imposed on parties. We'll get into detail in further classes. Okay. Moving ahead. Now, these are contracts based on performance. Okay. So, contract based on performance means contracts like based on execution. Okay. Performance means what? Execution. Okay. Here. So, there are 4 types of contract. First is executed contract. Now, executed contract is any contract wherein both the parties have executed their obligation. Okay. Both the parties have played their part of obligation. For example, if say Neha, okay, Neha here has to supply me breads every morning and I'll give her 100 rupees for those packet of breads. Okay, 5 packets of bread. So Neha comes, delivers 5 packet of bread. I pay her 100 rupees. Execution is done from both the parties. Neha has also given me 5 packets in the morning and I have also paid her 100 rupees. So obligation on both the parties have been complete. So both the parties have performed their end of contract. So this is called the executed contract. Both the parties have executed their portion. Okay. Now moving on to the next. That is executory contract. Executory contract means there is a contract between two parties. There is a contract between me and Neha that Neha will deliver 5 packets of bread every morning and I will give her 100 rupees for that. But neither Neha has come up and given me 5 packets of bread yet. The day has just begun. So she has not come yet. Neither have I given her 100 rupees. So she might be coming in 1 hour. So after that 1 hour, the contract will be executed. But right now, none of us have completed our work. None of us have taken any action. So there is a contract, but none of us has executed that contract. Clear? So that is executory. Before the execution of contract is executory. After the execution is executed. Then there is one thing called unilateral contract. Under unilateral contract, one of the parties have completed or performed the contract. For example, Neha has given me the 5 packets of bread. Now I do not have change right now. So I tell her to wait. Now she has already given me the breads. I tell her to wait for the 100 rupees because I don't have the change. Right now, what is the position? The position is that Neha has performed her obligation. One of the parties has performed the obligation, but the other is yet to perform. Okay, so till I don't give her 100 rupees, the contract can be said as unilateral. Once I give her 100 rupees, it will become executed. Clear? But till I don't give her 100 rupees, it is a unilateral contract. Only Neha has performed her duty. Okay. And then there is bilateral contract. Okay. Under bilateral contract, what happens is same as what happens in executed contract. Both the parties have performed their obligation here. Okay. Neha has given the bread, I have also given 100 rupees. So that is bilateral and executed contract are the same. And the words can be used interchangeably. Okay. Everybody is clear with all the 4, more or less all the 3. Actually, they are 3, but bilateral and executed are same. So it can be said as executed or bilateral. Anybody who needs repetition for any of the contracts, any of the type? If you have any doubts, any questions, you can ask me right here. Okay, everybody is clear with the types of contract? Okay, then tell me which type of contract is this? Okay, I'm giving you an example. I buy a shampoo which says that if you get a hair fall after using the shampoo, we will refund you the money. Which type of contract is this? Very good. Implied. Everybody is listening. Good. Okay. I say that I have a contract with somebody to sell a chemical which is banned in India. What kind of a contract is that? Excellent, excellent. Illegal. Everybody is right. Good. Okay. Now, I have a contract with some other company. Okay. And I'm sending them some chemical. But suddenly that chemical is banned within that country. So I cannot supply that chemical to that particular company. What kind of a contract I am under? Is it void? Yes, it is void. Yes, everybody is right. Okay. Now I have a contract with Anand, which is in written form. What kind of a contract I am under? Expressed contract. Good. Good. Okay. For the next answer, Himja, you will count till 5 and then answer. Okay. Let me see who answers first except Himja. Because all the answers Himja is answering first. So, Himja, there might be some technical error, some network issue. So, you wait for 5 seconds and then you answer. Okay. So that I can know if everybody is on the same page. Okay. Now, there is a contract between me and Krupali where Krupali has lended me the car, but I have to give her the money. I have not given her the money. I have to give her the money. What kind of a contract is it right now? Good. Neha, it's unilateral. I have to give the money. I have not given the money. She has given me the car though. I have to give her the money. So it is unilateral. Uni means one. Bi means two. Okay? Clear, Neha? Good. Good, everyone. Okay. Now, there is a contract under which I have some technical difficulty that the contract is sent on email to one of the parties and they have not yet sent me back with the signature. What kind of a contract I am under? Are you getting my voice? Everyone? I've not got the signature from one of the parties. Yes. Unenforceable. Good. Good. Seems like at least 25 to 50% of the class is active. I don't know where are the rest of them, but seems most of you are active. Okay. So let's take attendance for section A. Everybody has added your enrollment number, I hope, in front of your name. Only A. Section B. Section C. Please don't reply in between. Section C. Anybody from section ABC remaining can give your attendance here. Okay. You know where to contact me if you have any doubts. I'll get back to you in next class. Okay.